Doc, you were very active during the 2023 elections. How many EFCC personnel did you see in your local government?
I didn't see any.
Which one is the local government again?
Kana local government. I didn't see
one of the biggest or the biggest?
Yes, one of the biggest after Obiakpo.
And you didn't see any?
I didn't see any EFCC operative during the elections. And beyond that, I'm surprised how people think that Nigerians' memories are so short that we cannot recall what happened before that election. There was a CBN governor who from later part of last year has insisted that we must reduce cash in this country and that we should do more of electronic banking. And then the candidate of the APC, who is now the president of the country, was one of the persons that was very vocal against that policy. I'm sure you are aware.
Of course.
And this EFCC is under him. And right now they started talking about vote buying, curbing vote buying, and cashless policy. The same cashless policy that was rebuffed by his present boss. I pray that things has changed.
Yeah, you know why I asked you, started with that on this particular topic is, I'm trying to remember from images, videos, pictures, conversations, anyone who would say that, and how many EFCC officials do we have that they would have been presented themselves at polling units, and then at the point that people send shivers down people's spine and all of that. But the issue of vote buying and violence, and when you talk about curbing it, of course, these are twin evil when it comes to electioneering. However, what is the essence of vote buying? How is this controlled? And when it comes to talk about violence, how do you think we can begin to look at this in terms of mitigating in respect to elections, maybe November 11, or maybe elections 2027, or next year, if you may?
Well, the thing is, if this country wants to be serious, we know what to do. But every time you see a country that leaves loose ends around electoral contests, it's because people want to take advantage of those loose ends. One of the things that has happened today that has dampened the desire of all common Nigerians towards pursuing a free, fair election and getting involved in the electoral process is because at all times we spun out laws that seems to tell us that it was going to get better, and then what we see, it just certainly gets worse. If Nigeria sit down and say, look, we need to strengthen our electoral laws such that in this technologically mediated age that we should begin to do electronic voting, which even an old woman at home will know how to use a small phone to vote. Tell me where vote buying will come from. And so, first of all, we must strengthen the electoral laws. That's one. But taking some steps backward, we must solve the issues of poverty.
Yeah.
Because even though you strengthen the electoral laws and people are hungry, there will always be a way that people want to get something because they want to vote. And then leaders must be responsible. When we have leaders who are elected into positions and then they don't deliver on their promises, when they come back to ask for vote, people say, well, you told us you will provide us good health, you provide us education. So since you didn't provide, please pay us for the one you didn't provide before we vote again. So poverty is one end, and then strengthening electoral laws and ensuring that technology plays a key role in our elections will cover all this.
No.
The kind of money that was pushed into INEC was enough for us to vote in the air. By just a voice vote, technology would have picked our voices and said, look, We just said Atiku, Obi, or Tinubu. And I am happy that civil societies are beginning to ask that INEC needs to account for those monies that were given to them, and yet they couldn't deliver a free, fair election for this country.